Back in 1987, an independent commission identified 43 places called areas of concern along the Great Lakes. There are areas where pollution, as EPA director said, where pollution from industry runoff, from agriculture, poor wastewater treatment, put the Great Lakes and everyone who depends on them at risk.
Now, Social Security may run out of money soon, and lawmakers are quickly taking action, and they're trying to get a bill passed that would save Social Security benefits for pretty much everybody. So there's a ton of views to go over in today's 14 Must Check update, so you want to continue watching this video. And I know many of you are wondering what checks are going out this month. Well, the first round of Social Security checks, reflecting a new 5.9% COLA, went out last month, and recipients are now waiting on their second check coming this week. The increase is the largest in nearly 40 years for those who qualify for the adjustment, and it could not come at a more welcome time. Inflation is now 7% and expected to keep rising as the crisis wears on. Now, for February payments, the Social Security checks are sent out as follows. If your birthday was on between the 1st and 10th of the month, then your payment will be distributed on the 2nd Wednesday. If your birthday is on the 11th and 20th, then your payment will be distributed on the 3rd Wednesday. If your birthday is on the 21st to the 31st, then your payment will be distributed on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. According to Social Security Administration, everybody, for millions of retirees, Social Security provides an essential source of income in retirement. In 2020, around 50 million retired workers collected Social Security benefits. However, the recent 2021 Social Security Trustees Report finds that in 2034, retirees will start receiving a reduced benefit if Congress does not fix the funding issues for the social program. In other words, everybody, Social Security will exist after 2034, but retirees will only receive about 78% of their full benefits starting then. According to economists and Social Security experts, no major Social Security legislation has been passed at all since the 1980s. And so we do have this event coming up that forces Congress either to do something, or most people's benefits are going to be cut by nearly 25%. In order to understand why Congress is facing a long-term financing issue, well, it's important to know how Social Security works. First off, Social Security is funded through payroll tax deductions, and these payroll taxes are taken out directly out of an employee's paycheck and are paid by both employees and employers. In 2022, payroll taxes apply to up to $147,000 of an individual's annual income. Now, when a worker pays their Social Security payroll tax, that money doesn't go to a specific Social Security fund allocated just for them. Current workers are paying into a system that pays for the benefits of all current retirees. In recent years, there has been an excess of reserves in the Social Security Trust Fund. The amount of money that the Social Security Administration collects through payroll taxes exceeds the amount of money the administration pays out in benefits. Over the next 10 plus years, the SSA will draw down its reserves, as a decreasing number of workers will be paying for an increasing number of beneficiaries. Starting in 2034, the SSA will run out of the excess reserves it has, and will only be able to pay out a portion of retirees' full benefits. This means that retirees could receive reduced monthly benefits or fewer checks each year. That is, unless there is a policy change made by the U.S. government. But the good news, friends, is that lawmakers are trying to take care of this issue. The House of Representatives recently held a hearing to consider a bill aimed at protecting future Social Security benefits. According to several House representatives, the Social Security 2100, a sacred trust plan to improve and increase benefits, does protect against inflation and actually strengthens the Social Security Trust Fund. Now, Social Security 2100 is essentially a first step toward enhancing the program. And House Representative John Larson said at the hearing, he's aiming to extend the depletion of Social Security's funds to 2038. So with the crisis still going on, do you think that Social Security benefits will be increased by President Biden this year? Tell me what you think, everybody, in the comments below.
26 of these areas are on the United States side of the border. 12 of them are in Canada, and 5 are shared between the United States and Canada. And our mutual nations made a commitment to clean them up, to be good partners, to protect these shared treasures. And for decades, there was a lot of talk, a lot of plans, but very little progress. It was slow. That changes today. Today, we're announcing an investment of $1 billion. $1 billion from the bipartisan infrastructure bill. It's going to allow the most significant restoration of the Great Lakes in the history of the Great Lakes. We're going to accelerate cleanup of sites across 6 states in the Great Lake Basin, from Duluth, Minnesota to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Gary, Indiana, Buffalo, New York, and everywhere in between. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They're all for Marcy. God love you, kiddo. You're the best. Before I began, I want to just point out I was having just sitting talking for a second with the director of HUD and a former congresswoman just on the other side of this district. And she said something that reminded me of what I miss as well. She said, "It's so good to be home in Ohio." No, I really mean it. And I said, "You're probably the only one here that understands that every time I get a chance, I go home to Delaware." You think I'm joking? I'm not. I represented Delaware for 36 years as United States Senator. And just like most congressional districts, the good news is the bad news. Everybody knows you. Well, it's great. It's great hearing you say that. It's great hearing you say that. Well, Administrator Regan, I talked him into coming out of what they consider God's country down there in the North Carolina area, and he came up and took on this job. And as I said, and a proud daughter of Ohio, Secretary of Housing and Urban Affairs, Marcia Fudge, who's represented the district as well. And Mitch Landrieu, who's leading the implementation of our infrastructure area. Mitch, they don't know anybody from New Orleans down here. He used to be the mayor of New Orleans, and I called him. Mayors know how to get things done, as the mayor will tell you here. And I called him, asked him to come up, and would he be the hands-on guy to actually implement the law, implement it, get it done, and let people know how they can access it. And Brenda Malloy, chair of our Council of Economic Quality. Brenda, where are you? There you are. Thank you, Brenda. We rode up together on the aircraft together, and it's great to have you as well. I also asked to say hello from someone who you know in Lorraine, but couldn't be here today. A tremendous fighter and for Ohio workers, and a guy who could easily be standing where I'm standing right now, Sherrod Brown. Sherrod Brown working in the Senate, keeping an eye on that other team, see what's going on. It's good to see you, Congresswoman Shontel Brown. Where are you, Shontel? I said, there you go, right in the front there. Congratulations, and it's great to